we built this race car, and we do this 24 hours of lemons thing. And I'm with a team that runs out of Florida right now, just outside of Orlando, on the Space Coast, in fact.
What's the name of the team?
NSF Racing.
NSF Racing.
Which has stood for many different things, but most often non-sufficient funds racing.
Okay.
So, interesting tidbit about the Space Coast. We're right on the Atlantic there.
Uh-huh.
Guess what their zip code is? Right next to Cape Canaveral.
What?
321.
Boom.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're all at 3-0.
Yeah.
And then 3-2.
3-2-1. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Kind of weird. It's a horrible place, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's just weird. A lot of weird stuff happens in Florida. There's a hashtag. Florida Man.
Yeah.
Florida Man
right.
did something
Florida Man
horribly
does
awful.
something, yeah. I love the Florida Man hashtag. There's all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Florida culture. I mean, I'm glad I don't live in that brand of crazy, but I certainly can appreciate it.
I got to get out.
Yeah. Come on over. Welcome. Admire it from afar.
I'm here now.
Florida and Orlando, certainly is in this bunch, but Tampa, for some reason especially, is filled with freaky people.
That's Florida. That's not just Tampa.
But it's I know it's Florida. But I don't know why Tampa specifically in my mind.
Yeah.
And correct me, but in my mind, Florida seems to be, and Tampa specifically, the capital of freaky people.
It's a coastal area. The entire state is a coastal area, and
Yeah.
that attracts a certain thing.
It attracts me. And maybe I'm attracted to freaky people. That's why. But
It's
yeah.
interesting. It is always entertaining.
When you're
Sometimes
on the
scary.
coast, it seems like, especially when you're on the warm weather coast, like the Emerald Coast or anything down there where you got white sand and you got beautiful beaches and you got clothes. Who needs clothes?
And then you've got
And then that just invites the freaky people.
and then you have people having sex with their dog in the backyard in front of all their neighbors, and that happens like every day in Florida.
Okay, well, that was a little freakier than I was going for, but yeah, that happens.
I'm just saying that's what happens.
That's a lot of freaky.
Hashtag Florida Man.
Hashtag lots of freaky.
Hashtag so much freak.
Yeah. So Doug's decided to leave that freakiness.
Yeah, I'm
Warrants and restraining orders have nothing to do with anything.
No, I'm clean, man.
Yeah.
I'm not riding dirty.
All right.
But anyway, so we build a lot of cars for this silly racing series that we do, and my buddy Bob, who is the kind of team captain, he got his start racing like in Mexico with the Carrera Panamericana and the Chihuahua Express and stuff. But then money started getting a little thinner, and he met some lemons racers that go down there to Mexico to run that stuff, and introduced him to this whole 24 hours lemon stuff.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so he's been building cars for years, and I met up with him running with some of my DC friends in a bunch of lemons races. Anyway, we got together and started building cars, which was cool. Kind of some wacky stuff in terms of what you want to take on a asphalt road racing course.
Yeah.
Maybe the 56 Ford Victoria. Maybe that fits your bill. I don't know. And we buy dumb stuff and we race it. It's been a lot of fun. But his daughter started coming to some of these races and decided, hey, Daddy, I want to race too. Bob's like,
Right on.
a station wagon. Something big. I'm going to build my daughter a tank to drive, an automatic, because she can't drive standard. And we also started, playing around with ideas about what that station wagon might be. And one of the organizers of Lemons suggested, more as a challenge to Lemons racers, what we'd really like to see is an 80s era K car. Maybe a Plymouth Reliant K station wagon.
God.
Because they're horrible.
Yeah.
And that's what Lemons is all about. They really value the most horrible race cars, the least likely race cars. So that's what we built. And then it was horrible. We towed it out to Dallas.
It was a Reliant K car.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Plymouth Reliant K car.
I looked that up on the internet just to get them embrace the horribleness of the K car or the Dodge J car, the K or the J.
If you Yeah, and you can do that, and you'll see that they're horrible. And you can also look up the car, this specific car that we built online. It kind of had this epic trip around the country several times. If you Google it, or K-it, FWD, as in K at Ford, you'll see it. It's pretty dumb.
It's terrible.
It is terrible. So we towed out to Dallas after building this car for Katie, who actually lives in Waco, Texas, or as I like to call it, Waco.
Wacko.
And we blew the engine, I don't know, first day.
Yeah. How easy is it to get a K car engine replacement?
Pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get one of those horrible 2.5
Right.
4 cylinders.
Let's keep in mind too. This is quote unquote racing, but this car is in no way racy at all.
Well, it's a car on a racetrack, so
Yeah.
and technically it's a race car.
But you're putting your foot in it. I mean, you're racing this thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's got you put a cage in it, and you got it on the track.
It's got a race seat. It's got a fire extinguisher, roll bars, 6-point roll bar.
It's going around the
It
track.
has the basics of being a race car, but this is not.
It also had trailer tires on it, because that's how we roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, we blew it the heck up, but had fun. And we actually, in our class, which is the awful class, Class C in Lemons, is like the most butthurt cars ever. And we actually almost won our class, but they wouldn't let us take it out for our final stint because it was leaking so much oil, and they thought we were going to end the race on yellow flags because we would destroy some corner with dropping oil.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how we did our first race.
All right. Well, I'm counting it anyway.
You like that?
That's what I say. You guys won, as far as I'm concerned. You won the
We won.
Class C.
We won some kind of prize. It was,
Sure.
it was a trophy made out of like ring gear.
Wrenches or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Welded together in a knot.
Yeah. So we thought, hey, we built this car. Maybe we can race it again. It wasn't that terrible, except, the time that it blew up.
Did you race it again?
We did race it again.
Okay.
And so the next time we took it to South Carolina. And we decided, you know what, we're going to do it right. We're going to buy all new parts for this engine. The only thing that was on that engine that was original was the block. We got a new crank and bearings and gaskets and rings and all that stuff. We even painted it orange because it's technically a Mopar.
Mopar orange.
Mopar orange.
Right.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. We blew that up too.
That Reliant K car never, ever, ever thought it would make its way to being painted orange.
Yeah. It's true.
You blew it up again.
Yeah,
We replaced everything
We
and blew it up
decided
again.
to do, since Katie, Bob's daughter, was driving it, we
No.
decided, and none of the boys had any interest in driving this car.
Yep.
We just drink scotch when we go to the races.
Okay. We're not, by the way, advocating drinking and driving. None of the pint guys who drink the scotch get behind the wheel.
Oh no, yeah, we don't. We also don't fuel while we drink it, but we just rather just keep it real, keeping it cool.
Yeah.
So we decided to have an all-women team. So we invited a couple of Lemons organizer people and their friends,
Uh-huh.
and we had like a 4-lady, 5-lady team.
All right.
And Kim takes it out, drives it for an hour and a half, and that new engine, it works well. We're like,
Okay.
hey,
Terrific.
and that we're still Class C in a horrible K car that the Lemons organizers challenged us to build. We're like, we're going to win this thing. And then our friend Brett, she took it out. She's never been on a racetrack before. And that lasted about 20 minutes until she windowed the block.
Ooh.
Yeah, the brand new engine.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Well, I admire her sense of adventure.
a lemon story, as
Yeah.
we say.
That's good.
So we went to a junk